everybody. Boy, are you in for a treat today. Now, I know if you're one of our regulars, you'll say, you haven't done this in a couple of weeks. And I'll let you know. Amazing Tracy and I were supposed to do this 2 weeks ago. And there are no accidents that today I just came from second celebration of life. And today here is amazing Tracy. And on that note, wherever you're joining us from, let us know in chat. Wherever you are, find a glass. If you are driving, take a breath, take a beat. If you have a pen nearby, get ready, get set. You have never, ever seen me have an impossible live. Where Impossible Live, God Only Knows, is the title on LinkedIn and on Meta. But this amazing, beautiful woman, no accidents, because amazing. And this toast is for you, for Tracy.
And for Melanie.
Thank you. And hey, Sean. And for wonderful friends and extended family. There's somebody you know who's experiencing loss, who, as Tracy and I would say, and we trust each other. I appreciate that, Tracy. Woo! Back to you. Tracy suggested this song and she wasn't sure. I'm not sure it's right. Not sure it's a fit. Woo! No accidents. And Sean Michael is here with us. And whoever else, please introduce yourself in chat, whether you're live or recording. But this amazing, beautiful woman suggested this amazing, inspiring song. And today, I need to thank Bryn Tillman of Social Sales Link. Bryn has an amazing community. For those of you who have been hanging around with me in the trust community for a very long time, you know that Bryn has been joining me for the How to Ignite Trust series. You know her from Cultivate Trust. And as we're in family location, you're going to hear gardeners, you're going to hear the dishwasher, you may hear dogs barking, but without further ado, another toast to you. And here is amazing Tracy. So Tracy, please introduce yourself. Let people know a little bit more about you before we dive in.
Thank you, Melanie. It is such an honor to be here. I really am touched. So my name is Tracy O'Hara. I live in Jupiter, Florida. I didn't always live in Jupiter, Florida, but I've been living here for the last 16 years. And I have been on a deep dive spiritual journey for about 18, 19 years. And it has completely changed my life. And the song God Only Knows is part of a experience that I had truly experienced radical awakening. I've had 4 radical awakenings since 2007. And the last one was a miraculous experience with the song, God Only Knows. And if we want to, I can get more into that, Melanie, whenever you want. I'm open to talking about anything.
Tracy, take us where we need to go. Tell us more about it, because I've had an incredible series of experiences since you introduced me to this song. So please let us know. And for those of you who don't know, we have music a lot in our titles, but this is our first time. God Only Knows is in a title. So please share it and help us strengthen our faith walk. Thank you so much.
So about 18 years ago, I was dying spiritually. I was on the floor and I was really begging for death, not life. I was begging. And a voice came to me. And this may sound odd for some people, but really it's my truth and it's real. And I had this voice come to me, and it was in the voice of my niece, who was 5 years old at that time. And it literally said to me, Tracy, get up and go serve. And I said, what does that mean? I never understood service, because that wasn't the part of the life I was living at that time. And but I did. I listened to it. I got up. I put myself in a hospital because I was very, very dehydrated. And from that point on, literally, Mel, I started serving. not knowing what I was doing, but I was serving. I put myself in a rehab because I needed to step off and get away from people, places, and things. And a week later, after that experience, I started channeling meditations. And I started teaching groups of people that were in recovery how to meditate. Now, I had never meditated in my life. So this is the beginning of the journey. And then songs started coming through my head, chanting, actually, to begin with, Deva Pramal. And from that point on, the journey just started spiritually. Fast track forward, I went into a yoga training, which I hated yoga, couldn't stand it. But again, the voice kept telling me what to do. And I said, well, the voice hasn't steered me wrong to this point, so I'm just going to keep following it. It told me to go into a yoga training. And the woman that was teaching the yoga training was so overwhelmed with me because she was like, Tracy, I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know what you're doing in a yoga training, but I can't, because she couldn't get through to me what she was trying to teach because I was that spastic. Not physically, but emotionally, I was that spastic. So by the end of this training, I had had another spiritual awakening. So much so where I experienced PTSD, because I've had a lot of PTSD. And in this spiritual awakening, I actually saw a past life. And in that past life, which was quite dark, because my beginning journey here in this lifetime up to this point has been very, very dark. Lot of rape, a lot of abuse, a lot of abuse. And this is why in 2007, I was really emotionally dying. So I saw a past life, and the life was, it told me why I was experiencing so much darkness on this journey in life. It showed me that I was somebody that had just killed my husband and I was burying him. Back then, I understood though. It all started to click for me. I was like, wow, now I understand. I'm starting to understand. And the voice also said to me, yeah, you will not be having children in this life. You will be birthing other people. And from that point on, I went to India, which is not ever something that I was ever going to do in life. But again, the voice told me, it said, this is what you need to do. And as soon as it told me that I needed to do that, I met a guru, a teacher in Manhattan. I told her a little bit about what I was going through because I had no idea what was happening to me. Because it was very odd. I mean, for someone to take you over like this and start teaching and talking through you is it's odd. But I had such faith, I trusted, because I wasn't dying anymore. I was starting to thrive in my own journey. And I met this woman. Her name is Gurumukh Karkalsa, and she is a famous Kundalini yoga teacher. And she said to me, yeah, you need to come to India with me. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. She says, oh, no, yes, you're going to come to India with me. And I'm like, nah. And then she said, just meditate on it. And I really hadn't been meditating much. And she said, so within 3 days, 72 hours, 3 different people from 3 different walks of life came up to me and said something about India. This has never happened to me before in my life, especially about India. India was as far away from me as India really is emotionally. So somehow I got myself there. I stayed there for a month in a training, and everything just started to shift and change, shift and change, shift and change. And I went through many different periods of growth. I've taught many thousands of people and classes along my journey. Fast forward, 3 years ago, I was struggling with something, and I kept saying to God, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. You just keep putting me through the ringer here. I just don't get it. But prior to this, I started to listening to Kings and Country. I started to listen to gospel music. And this one song really spoke to me, because if you've heard the lyrics, it was all me. because God only knows I was very confused in life still, even though I've been getting all these messages. I was still confused. And in that song, it speaks about shame, about guilt, about not feeling a part of, about feeling lost. And then the main line is that God knows who you are. So I really attached myself to this song. And then as I fast forward, I was struggling again with something, and I was begging God for an answer. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was begging for a couple of weeks. At 4 o'clock in the morning, one morning, I started hearing sounds in my head, and then a voice came into my left ear. And it was a male voice, and it was very poised, and it was very soft, and it was speaking to me. And it was speaking directly to me, like nothing else. And it was 4:30 in the morning. I sprung up out of bed because I was like, I can't really hear you. Can you speak up louder? I said, I don't mean to be rude, but can you speak up louder? And I ran to a pad and paper. I started writing the things down that he was saying to me. And it was all amazing things about how God really loves me and how God has always been here for me and how God supports me. And this went on, Mel, for 2 hours. So I didn't know what to do with myself. So I sat down at my desk, and it's still talking to me. And it said to me at one point, would you like more of this? And I was like, what? What? What are you asking me? He said, I said, yes, of course. I said, I don't know what I want more of, but yes, I want more. So he said, we'll be right back. Kid you not. We'll be right back. So I was like, what? So I ran upstairs to my yoga studio, which is where there's an altar, which I do a ceremony every single day. And I sat there and I waited. All of a sudden, a choir started to sing through my head. It was multiple people singing. Then the next thing, I'm just like, okay, I just don't know what's going on. But it was singing to me. It was singing that it was telling me how much I was loved and how I was supported. And there was going to be no more suffering, no more struggling. And I was to move forward. So the very last part of this radical spiritual experience was, get a load of this. The song, God Only Knows, sprung from the back of my head to the top of my head. It sang out so loud that it sprung my body up off my yoga mat to the front of my yoga mat. I was sweating profusely. The energy was flowing through me, which is called a Kundalini rising. It is a spiritual connection from your energy, the base of your spine, to the infinite. And I was just blown away. And from that point on, and now my husband is running up the stairs to see what's going on because I'm causing such a racket, because now it's 6:30 in the morning. He ran up to my yoga studio and he's looking at me, and my eyes must have been this big. I said, Stuart, I am being touched by God. And he's like, what? I'm like, I'm not kidding you. Listen to the song. It's playing in the back of my head. And he goes, he didn't know what to make of me because I was sweating. I didn't look like myself. I didn't look like this. My eyes were as big as saucers, and I was lit up like a Christmas tree. And he goes, okay, okay. And then, things started to calm down. And then he went downstairs and he's trying to Google this. I said, Stuart, listen to this song. I got him the song. I said, listen to this. And when he heard the song, it all made sense to him, for me, and my story. So now it gets a little stranger. So now I go into the shower because I'm sweating. And in the shower, I can hear the angels singing. And they sound like they're all throughout my house. And they sound like they're celebrating in my honor. So I'm thinking, do I have earbuds in my ears? Is there earbuds in my ears? So I got out of the shower, and they were still singing in my backyard, in my living room, and all throughout my house. They were celebrating. Now, if anybody looks something like this up, they'll come to understand that what I was experiencing was angels and God. supporting me on my journey forward. Fast forward 2 years later, no, a year later, Reset It fell into my lap. I knew because I was asking for the next thing to teach. What is my evolution? What is my evolution? You need to show me and guide me. He guided me. This is why I sit where I sit now, teaching Reset It. That's the story.
Woo! You should see the hearts. You'll have to look later at the hearts on the replay on LinkedIn, and I'm not on Meta at the moment, so we won't see them there, and they'll pop up when we post this on YouTube in about a month with Carla Sella's help. I have absolute goosebumps because a couple of things. So let's start slow for me. You're mentioning Kundalini yoga. I was always, I can't meditate. And years ago, a wonderful coach, I had lost 125 pounds at the time, and she invited me to a private yoga session. And the young woman giving me this private session, she's wonderful. She was really worried I was going to fall, and I'm in the private session, and she has a chair nearby. And afterwards, I thanked this beautiful coach for this amazing gift of introducing me to her yoga teacher. And then I go on the internet and I see, what in the world is this word? And then years later, somebody invites me to sample a training. And it was one of those heavy duty times during the pandemic. And I ended up with the most awful pain in the center of my back.
Mm.
This wonderful woman's meditation was so deep, I was out. And what restored me back to, hey, real time, as you say, was the pressure of this incredible pain that really was making me cry.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and I think today's a day of tech challenges, and I always crack up about that as I'm watching Linden spin on my mobile phone. And those of you who need to hear this differently, you'll have a chance to hear it again later. But there are no accidents,
Mm-mm.
because today I understand where the pain in the back is from, as you would say, from
Mm-hmm.
a spiritual journey. I understand it
Mm-hmm.
from fantastic human design coaches and Kimberly Nicoletti, who my long distance, amazing frequency girl, who I have to remember to introduce you to, and
Yes.
Emily Mailer, who sends me daily wonderful frequencies. And I reached out to Emily because the post on LinkedIn that accompanies this event is a different spiritually awake voice after hanging around in church at a celebration of life on Friday.
Yeah.
And Tracy and I didn't compare this. Tracy had an amazing event yesterday also. And I want to pause and step there because I need you to understand the magic. So, from the mental fitness community, yes, Jay, yes, laughter is the best medicine. And Jay, we were laughing. I just came from two cemeteries. And and I was in church last week with praise, and thank you, Jay. Greetings to you and to Sean and to Christy and those who are watching us on Team Live and Team Replay. But I learned with this blood moon lunar eclipse, call it a corn moon, but a blood moon, I'm just like, since Tracy introduced me to this amazing song, and I'll have to admit it, she introduced me to this song when Mercury was so not direct. Let's talk about some shadows. Let's talk about Mercury's retrograde. And for those of you who y'all are like, what in the world, this language they are talking about? This spiritual journey is accompanied by a movement of what's happening internally. Catherine Andred, who joined me for the How to Ignite Trust series,
Mm-hmm.
Catherine said, when I met her, she says, what's happening inside is happening outside.
Yeah.
Something externally that's kind of out of balance, that doesn't feel properly aligned. It's 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 a representative and a reflection, as Tracy's saying, in her journey of something else happening. A
Yeah.
lot of people will know we took a couple of weeks off. There were no accidents. This song is life changing. Starting from,
Yes.
and what Tracy will laugh is I was into the original version. And this weekend, after attending a funeral service and looking something up on a YouTube, a link to this amazing gentleman, S. Scott Mason, a New Yorker, who we just saw in chat. And he's like, oh, like my YouTube channel. I went to his YouTube channel and I see Chanel Jones. Yes, Jay. And there's a line in a play. And the play is for colored girls who committed suicide because a rainbow isn't enough.
Mm.
And the line from that play that I always treasure is, I found God in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy's
Mm-hmm.
here today because there are no accidents. Tracy's here today because, boy, the post I wrote about my faith walk getting strengthened, I'm not putting it on Meta because I don't want my mama to see it. I don't know a better way to put it. I don't want my mom to see it. I tease her all the time. We're connected on Facebook, but mom does not watch these lives. I will
Yeah,
not put that post on Facebook.
I totally
But
understand that.
but Tracy will laugh because I'm like, Tracy's having this amazing blood circle moon eclipse event. And I'm like, I want to sign up. Tracy's calling to me. And she'll laugh because here we are today. So it's almost as if Mercury is in shadows, as if all of the stuff that's happening, all of the
Mm.
complexity, as call them, the complex seasons of gratitude, grief, and growth, there are no
Mm-hmm.
accidents. I call it divine timing, and I'm grateful for y'all. I'm grateful for Tracy. I'm grateful for the timing. But this song, this weekend, looking at Chanel Jones's Welcome Back to the Today Show, and I'll be honest, I stopped watching while she was away. Something about her smile, her energy. She speaks in YouTube in the Welcome Back, where she's being
Mm-hmm.
interviewed by a dear friend about strong, rock solid faith
Yeah.
after losing her husband after intense loss. But it's really reminding me because, in the words of this song, and I will put the lyrics on LinkedIn, but when you have a chance, that version that I love the original version, but
They're
that
all good.
version that I just found with Dolly Parton in it,
That's the version that went through my head. It's
I,
intense. I
but
cry.
Tracy, I cried when I heard the first one. The
Yeah.
Dolly Parton one
Yeah.
dried my tears.
I know.
Which, and it inspired 8 hours of journaling and writing.
Wow. It is
So
it's incredibly rich.
it's not just rich from the perspective of, and it's interesting. I talk all the time about faith walks, and a good friend says,
Hmm.
you're not religious. And I appreciate her. She says, you're not religious. And she's religious. She says, you're spiritual. And I'm not sure I'm aligned with that. And I appreciate and treasure her. But regardless of where we're approaching it from, and regardless
Hmm.
of where the journey is, whether it's being introduced to yoga, chair yoga, my mom's in a gym, a physical, like an exercise class today. She just started. So this one's for mom and for whoever
Mm.
else in your life needs toast as they're changing levels. But this blood moon, lunar eclipse, I'm writing people notes. Hey, let's get together after autumn equinox. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, there's a solar eclipse coming. Whatever the energy is. And I talk all the time. Dr. Marcia, woo! Dr. Marcia is celebrating a book launch. If you're on
Nice.
LinkedIn, you need to click through. And if you can't find Dr. Marcia straight up, click through my LinkedIn comments because I just bought her book and I'll have it in my hands this weekend. So this is the
Congratulations.
virtual post community. Okay.
Mm.
Thank you. as I'm drinking Bai. And hey, if you know somebody from Bai, I'm ready for a sponsor when we go real time, so we're good. I know it used to be vitamin water, and Tracy will laugh, but I think the thing is, as Tracy's saying, we don't know where our journey's going to take us.
Mm-mm.
Today, I'm in the beautiful home of really dear friends who have been here almost 30 years, and I
Mm.
haven't really seen them since Christmas, which was the last time that we saw the wonderful only child of an only child who was just laid to rest today. As we get there,
Mm.
and I appreciate my bonus mom, she had picked her resting place. And today
Mm.
we all discovered, including her best friend of 60 years,
Mm.
her resting place is two places over from our dear friend's only child, the
Ah,
beautiful, divine Miss M. There are no accidents.
none.
We're sitting there today with our mouths wide open. It's a good reminder of the spirit behind this show. And Jay, ooh, Jay's got a question for Tracy. Here you go. Here you go. I paused for a second for those of you who may have pens nearby, or maybe listening on headphones, or maybe driving, because this is a deep question and I wanted Tracy to have a chance to see
Mm.
amazing Jay. And Jay, may the force be with you, Jay. His question for Tracy is, if you could ask God for one thing to bring you happiness, what would it be and why?
He already did. He spoke to me. I heard him clearly. And I walk with unconditional faith that he's always there with me. And I don't need to ask him for anything. I am happy because he's in my spirit. I feel him. I feel it. Whatever that may be, I feel joy within inside of me. I feel fulfilled. And that is joy. I don't know if I answered that correctly, but to find your fulfillment, which, could be God, spirit, religion, yoga, I don't breath work. I've done it all. And it all gives me a little bit of a piece, a little bit more of a piece, a little bit more of a piece of finding myself. And I have to say, I'm not here to plug anything, but I have to say that when you do the reset it process, it taps you right into that internal spirit so that because you're tapping into the intuition, and the intuition always knows. And for me, intuition is God within me. And I'm grateful. Grateful to be here, grateful to be able to express, my truth
We are
and be
extremely
proud of my
grateful. Woo!
truth.
And Dr. Marcia is woo. She's sending you some Tracy love too. Unconditional faith, powerful testimony, and confidence. And Tracy has it. It's part for those of you who haven't clicked through on her LinkedIn profile yet. And we're new friends on Meta. So click through on our profile if you're on the Be Visible with Mel page, and you'll see Tracy's amazing links. And as Dr. Marcia says it, God honors unconditional faith, and she's got it.
Yeah.
I reached out to Tracy after meeting her in Bryn's community at a crossroads, knowing there were some major, major changes. I could feel the upheavals. I could feel, as Tracy says, we can internally, externally, can watch it with friends. I've always called it a fragile world. I just never used to type it on LinkedIn.
Mm.
I've always been a girl who treasures gratitude. And now I type about seasons of gratitude, grief, and growth. And
Hmm.
our team member, Carla, and I have to thank Carla, she heard me say this and she says, you have to talk about grief. And from really thinking about the lens with which we come, and you'll laugh because my mobile device like never does what it's doing. And tech always acts up to remind me what Tracy taught me, what Alana Heim taught me from Prosperity Alignment. And Tracy's laughing because she watched me do this on video during our sessions. Tracy offers Reset It. Now, My positive intelligence people, I'm certified in trust and I lean into the emotional intelligence lane and I lean into that positive intelligence taught me vulnerability, but the
Mm,
trust work, the trust
mm,
journey, it's teaching me transparency. Well, whatever's happening now is totally next level. And I thought that mental fitness really opened up a door. And some people are like, I'm not sure I'm into this. What I love is there's a neuroscience behind this.
yeah.
There's there's a neuroscience. It's if you look at cultures of trust from a couple of weeks ago with amazing Diane Chang, Diane talked to us about trust. This is about, and I wrote about it,
Mm,
journey of self care, journey of self love, journey of self trust.
mhm,
And I'm
mhm,
reminded in as this season gets deeper, I need to add self compassion to it. And I spent Friday at an amazing celebration of life for a warrior, a 92-year-old warrior in a beautiful church. And our family went to go, extended family and their family, because we've known each other over 4.5 decades, some of us. They went to go eat repast, and I knew I wasn't hungry. I stayed for 90 minutes in solitude as the ushers cleared church,
mm.
as the choir cleared out. Beautiful
Nice.
church, looking
Mm,
at a stained glass window and a wooden cross. There are no accidents. While I was looking at this cross, I found out today I missed a really important email because today we missed a funeral for a celebration of life. Another one that I typed the program for our bonus mom. And I want to thank Edie for being in our Meta community and watching and supporting on Meta. Edie, kissing you today was amazing. We got to do it again. But as Tracy would say, Reset It offers what I couldn't find in positive intelligence. If you're looking for a master key
mm,
to settle, and I've been having a discussion with other dear friends and people in our Impossible Live community who are also experiencing tremendous loss. As my dad's monument in the cemetery, in next to the cemetery that I just left, will be fully installed shortly.
mm.
And I'm saying
Wow.
fully installed because today I went looking for it and I was almost late hanging out with Tracy. And I'm like, there are no accidents. I said to Tracy, Tracy, I was in a cemetery, gate of heaven. We find out our second mom's bestie is now going to be two headstones over from her best friend. She bought this space to rest and didn't
Wow.
tell her best friend of 6 decades. So I think in our journeys,
Mm,
my faith wasn't unconditional. It's been tested.
mm,
And every time I've learned I don't ask God why. I have no
mm.
right to ask the question. And in this blood moon lunar eclipse, I just looked today. Human design people, y'all are way in. Tell us about Gate 63, the gate of doubt. Tell us about it. And the eclipse. But here Tracy and I are. I wanted to attend her program yesterday to support her. And the messages didn't go through. It may not feel like Mercury is retrograde, but we are here to suggest we change our filter. As I'm laughing because FaithWalk, my mobile device, is not sharing any of your messages right now. It's not showing them on the screen. So it's somebody's holding us safe in a space of faith. I'm in a wonderful, beautiful place, well supported, wearing my I'm that auntie shirt that I wore today
Oh,
for
cute.
our godson,
Mm,
who will soon discover that his adopted aunt is two spaces over from his
mm,
mom.
mm.
At 9, we taught him how to pray. There are no accidents. And I love it because Tracy's like, I'm not sure if God only knows is the right.
Yeah.
Tracy, it is the perfect because I'm telling you, as I'm watching one of the ushers on Friday dancing to praise music, and I'm The tears are flowing, the thoughts are flowing. I put them on LinkedIn. Hate to tell you, there's more coming. There's a book. Wait for it. But I appreciate the space you helped introduce me to by
Mm,
just mentioning this song. There's
mm,
somebody else you know today, as we're about to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Twin Towers.
mm.
I live in New York. I worked in
Yeah.
Manhattan.
Mm.
My love
Can't believe
is
it's
a
coming this
retired
year.
first. My love is a retired NYPD officer. Hard to believe 25 years to all the
Oh my
people
God.
who are suffering, triggered, remembered, overstimulated. Tracy's reset. Woo! You taught me, woof, the coolest pause button. Can you share a little bit about it so that people can reach out? And you'll laugh. I do not have an affiliate link. I'm telling you now. Before you go make that next car payment, before you go make that next payment on your vacation, Tracy's got a two payment offer for you. I am not selling used cars. We are here today because what the Crazy Eddie commercials would say years ago, we're not here to make deals. We're here to let you know there's another way. Tell us about Reset It, Tracy, because you explained it so well and your journey. And thank you for your transparency and your support today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, and I'm honored to be here. And I don't tell my story to many, and to do it on social media is really a little odd for me because there aren't that many people that know my story, and my story is much deeper. But I just give a scan over. So what Reset It is for me, and I've been in the mindfulness field teaching people, thousands and thousands of people, how to get right with their heart and their mind. This was the next evolution because it is. It's the fast track to mindfulness. It helps you. We use a process of neuroscience and quantum physics. It's just a couple of steps that actually creates awareness, creates pause. It creates the triggering of your own intuition, and then you hear the answer that's meant for you, and then that limited belief, that fear, that trauma, whatever it is actually erased. Why? Because we're creating new pathways in the brain by doing this. And we really can't change the way we think. We can shift it a little bit, but unless we're creating different pathways, we're going to still do the same thing over and over and over again, unless we can learn a tool that will actually create pause. And actually, within that pause, you stimulate the intuition. And that intuition is the answer that's meant for you, which creates a different way of thinking, a different way of reacting or not reacting at all. And it's a brilliant, brilliant process. It's simple, stupid. It's 6 steps. And I wouldn't be teaching it. I wouldn't have taken it on had I not understood the ramifications of how quick and how deep it goes without any pain, without any trauma, without any fear. It's actually like nothing. When I was teaching yesterday, it was so reassuring to see these people just like hit the red light in their head and say, "Oh my God, yeah, I get it." And that's just so exciting for me to see. As a teacher, I teach because I want people to love their life. That's it. That's my purpose, and that's what God told me in 2007. He said, "Get up and go serve." That's what those words were, and I live them, and I breathe them still today because it is my purpose is to help people find peace and find that space within their own heart to love themselves, and then everything else is just a byproduct of that.
I appreciate you because your introduction to Reset helped me share, just like Friday. These were hidden truths as I'm looking at this beautiful
Mm,
stained glass window and this wooden
yeah.
cross. And I was there for about 90 minutes, and people kept checking on me to make sure I was okay, and I was on an aisle. And downstairs, and I appreciate it. The ushers come and check on you. And let me tell you, I'm raised in a Catholic church, and this morning I missed the ceremony in a Catholic church for Jackie's program that I typed, that we had
Oh,
printed through an amazing local printer. But
mm,
today, the universe wanted me to save the energy, and I understand it now. I think sometimes, as we're saying, Impossible Live started because it was a magnet on my refrigerator during the pandemic. And I used to talk about going from invisible to be visible to be profitable. And people just wanted to get to be profitable. Tell me how to make some money. Tell me how to win that $1 billion ticket that was sold
lottery.
last night. Congratulations to the two winners, wherever you are, what state
Oh,
you're
there
in.
was winners. I was
Oh
wondering.
yeah, two people won. But somewhere in there, there's the invitation part, and that's what Impossible Live is. It's an invitation to, as Tracy would say, explore what can feel like a confident gene. I will be fully transparent. An hour ago, I was not ready to hit this go live button. I did what Tracy taught me through Reset It. And Tracy taught me to redefine presence. And I entrust my superpower is environmental awareness. I'm going to check again because I think this is helping find another one. But the degrees of awareness I'm aware of, but self awareness, I used to hide myself from others.
Mm, mm, mm,
I'm that on t shirt thinking of our godson today. He has two godmothers because
mm,
his mom was smarter than the rest of us.
mm.
And I will remember that because this is the godson that I taught how to pray. I taught him his
Oh,
mom was an angel.
mm,
Make a wish on a star. Talk to her. She's here in your heart. And Dr. Marcia, who's here, I spent an hour and a half looking up in a church. And Marcia, Dr. Marcia's book is talking about faith and looking up. There are no accidents. Her
mm,
post is from a week ago on LinkedIn, a week ago,
mm.
and here today on the computer. So, not only today, and this is the beginning of a journey, and I laugh all the time for those of you who join us regularly. When we talk about higher degrees of awareness and spirituality, the tech doesn't quite work. I am in the house of a tech wizard, and the internet's not working. And LinkedIn's not working. And there's probably something on Meta. And we're gonna catch up to your comments later as Tracy's laughing. But it's like Jay said, laughter's the best message and medicine. And but I think our souls, our spirits, our lives. And for those of you who've been following the trust journey, we're about to set up some trust communities. You're gonna laugh because Tracy's gonna be part of the resources in them. She doesn't know this yet. I got plans for her. And she doesn't know this yet. I'm coming back to Florida to see our cousins who we just saw on vacation. And I'm coming back and I'm renting the car this time, or I'm driving it. I'm driving it so I can go see Tracy and I can go see Rick and I can go to the little spots that I need to. But I need you to know there's something in our world that's suggesting we pause. I used to be afraid of that pause button. Human design coaches help remove that fear. I am listening to loved ones after services, after tremendous loss. They are upstairs laughing away as they're
Mm,
enjoying pizza. I appreciate them. But I'll tell you now, whatever is happening with me spiritually, I have lost my appetite. So I have to wait. The buy will be nourishment. And why? Because our spirit needs to feed us. And that's what this beautiful woman has
mm,
helped me learn. If
mm.
you don't listen to this song ever, no worries. If
Yeah.
you're an atheist, don't worry. We will continue to pray for you. We want you to have faith. We want you to be well. You hear me all the time, smiles across the miles. Mine were limited. An
Mm,
hour ago, I thought warm, salty tears were coming.
mm.
They're coming later. But as Tracy would say, with reset it, with presence, oops, I was chair dancing Elijah in traffic after a post with Elijah Drown about chair dancing. Great music
Oh,
while we're stuck in traffic.
I love car dancing.
car dancing is good. I don't do car karaoke, thank goodness. James
No,
Corden would have been frightening. But for Tracy, besides what you did yesterday, and I really want you to repeat yesterday's session so that we can invite friends. What is the
I
best
will.
way for our guests? You gonna repeat it?
I'm going to do another one in November, the beginning of November.
Will it be on the beach again?
No. Well, no, it's going to be in a studio and it's going to be live. I can't do it on the beach because it's too loud. The waves are very loud. Can't yell over the waves.
I'm ready. Oh, see, I'm ready for the wave version, and
Hmm,
maybe we need
thought.
a little lake or a little stream. We'll find a place for a summit near some quiet water. How about that?
Yeah, that sounds interesting. That sounds
All right,
interesting.
we'll do that for 2026 in a
Okay.
non-summer month.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful. Sounds
Tracy's
like
coming
fun.
back, y'all. I didn't. She might not have read the message yet. We got to find another date in November. We will find another
Excellent.
date for Tracy to come back. But before she leaves us, for those of you having patience with tech, and we're praying for you, and we're hoping for peace. And Tracy's got mm, a really amazing solution that Tracy would say, and a friend said it yesterday, my sister from another mother who's watching us on Meta. She says, I've got a sign. On one side of it says, I'm not for everyone. This is not for everyone.
Right.
This is not for everyone who's not ready yet.
It's for the seeking that are looking for to tune back into the internal intelligence, which is their guide that is always there. It's just that it's been ignored. It's for the people that are tired of doing the same thing over and over again, and it's the people that want to stop the badgering of the negative mind, the subconscious mind. They want to stop it. Well, we now have a tool that actually stops it in its tracks, and it reverses it. And in real time, you don't have to wait for this, and you don't need anybody else to help you do it. You can do it, as you know, Melanie, on your own, wherever you are, as you know. Melanie, you have been expressing it today, how you've been just doing it wherever you are.
Sometimes it takes a minute. I
Well,
was in,
practice.
I drove through three cemeteries today, and I'll be back through two of them as I return for Dad's monument and memorial.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
sometimes it takes a minute,
Well, it
but
does. I mean, we're human. Sometimes it takes a minute
mhm.
for us to focus. That's all. You just got to stop the mind, um, and then just refocus it. Sometimes it takes more than 6 steps. Sometimes we have to do it again. But when you do it, it works. That's it. I've
In a
done a
group
lot of
setting, Tracy.
methodologies. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I apologize for interrupting you. In a group, because you and I did this one on one, and so the delivery one on one is amplified because of your skills and your tailoring it to the individual. When you do it in a group, is that an introduction to then lead to a private
It is.
session?
It is.
Okay.
Although we've now created, if people have, groups that they want to do it in, we can do it like that. We're actually doing it. We're starting to do it in groups. Like we're learning as we go, right? But what I did yesterday was an introduction. And if they wanted more of that experience, then they come through a private with me. But they leave through this experience, they understand quite quickly the power and the precision of resetting. You can sit on a meditation cushion like I have for 18 years. You'll never get the answers that you get this quickly, ever sitting in a meditation cushion. Meditation is beautiful. I still do it. It's a phenomenal tool to quiet the mind. But this is a tool that actually gives you the answers that you're actually seeking, um, instantly. And it's so funny to see people
And that's
get it.
fantastic because with this,
Go ahead. I think we have a delay.
What I love is the gift. Thank you for the gift. We have delays and we have some tech issues, and Carl's going to tell us later. You and Tracy need to do this again because Mel, y'all are going to end up turning this straight into a podcast because of tech issues. But for those of you who are hanging in there with us, and I know we're going a little longer than we usually do, you'll see some beautiful clips of Amazing Tracy. You'll hear
And
our
amazing,
voices
Mel.
soon because, but I'm just saying, I appreciate you. And
Mm,
I thank you not only for the introduction, but for your timing. I knew when I met you in a group coaching session, I was looking at your profile. And then later, in case I missed it, I bookmarked it. And then later, in case I missed it, Bryn's like, Mel, what's happening? Who are you helping? I said, I'm helping a lot of people who are struggling with fear. She says, Mel, you need to talk to Tracy. I said, I was just in her profile. I'll send her a message.
there are no coincidences.
No coincidences, no accidents. And we want
It's
to,
all divine timing.
in that process, with respect for Tracy and your time, I'm going to
Mm,
invite you back to come
thank you. I'd
visit
love
with
to come
us
back.
at a November date. I love, oh, thank you for your
Thank
timing.
you.
Thank you for this song. It's on a playlist. I listened, you should see the hearts. I listened for 8 hours to
Yeah,
music on Saturday in the rain,
mm,
part of it.
beautiful.
So much so that I didn't check the email that I got. I missed an email from Friday. Didn't see it till today. You see it when you're supposed to. And I
Right.
saw it.
Everything happens for a reason. We need to just trust that there's a greater source and just, you know, trust that. And I know that sounds really easy coming from, my mouth, but I've had a pretty tumultuous background. So to come into this place and space and know that I have no control, I'm just going to roll with trust. It's an easier ride.
It is, and I love it because you're mentioning it. I was a trust pessimist because of broken
Mm,
trust as
sure.
a kid. And then at the age when the message of your body as a temple was received, trust was
Mm,
broken again. In the
mm,
beginning of the trust journey, in the trust certification as getting certified as a trusted leader, at the time we had a team member who broke my trust.
mhm, mhm,
The one
mhm.
thing though I now and between the trust journey, the self-care, the self-love, the self-trust journey, the
Can I just
self-compassion.
can I
Yep.
just say one thing to that? The people that are breaking your trust, the people that are hurting you, the people that are so-called, not trustworthy, they are just functioning on their programs and conditionings. Has nothing to do with you.
I love it because you're really tying into in human design the invitation to decondition, the reminder
Yeah.
to do it because we have a
Yeah.
new world coming when it gets here, and the deconditioning is needed. Some are impatient. They wanted it to be yesterday. They wanted it to be in the previous decade. They wanted it to be previous years. But hold on and reach out to Tracy. Let's
Thank
fill her
you.
calendar so much that she's like, Mel, I might need to reschedule on November. I'm possible alive. And we're going to ask Tracy for another song because, boy, the journey through I'm Possible Live, God only knows.
You want me
Truly.
you want me to suggest another song right now?
Ooh, let's do it. Let's do
No,
it.
I don't have one on the top of my head.
That's good. That's
You just
good. That's good. You have time. You have almost you have a month. Don't worry. Don't worry. You have a
Okay, good.
month.
No, I
You
thought you meant like this
got
moment.
no, and I'm good. And on that note, with laughter, love, and light, thank you, Tracy, for
Thank
your
you.
grace.
Thank you, Melanie. This was beautiful. You're a beautiful soul. Thank you for creating
You
this
are
space.
too. Thank you for all you're doing in Nourish Mind this week and our guests. And
Right
thank you
back
all for
at you.
joining us.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Thank you. Stay safe, stay well, stay inspired, and stay in touch.
Yeah.
Yes, even after equinox. And I'm thanking you for the hands and the emojis and the side of my head. And we will get to the comments that LinkedIn and Meta are withholding. But Somebody you know needs a call, they need a hug, they need an introduction to Tracy,
Mm.
even if it's
Hmm.
just to see.
Conversation. It all
Our
starts with.
mental fitness people, people who are struggling, those who are new or diverse, those who are hurting, those who are in pain, please
Yeah.
reach out, hug somebody deep today.
Yeah.
As we approach this 25th anniversary, and by the time this airs on Meta of the Twin
Yeah.
Towers, as there's so much stuff happening in our fragile world, keep holding space for each other, keep creating beautiful sacred spaces. And thank you for your love and for your light.
Thank you for
Have a
yours.
peaceful day.
Yeah.
Thank you. Peaceful day filled with blessings, opportunities, and possibilities. Take great care, y'all. Be well. And Tracy's coming back. I promise. Be very, I promise. Even if I have to go to Florida and film this from the beach while she's hanging out, I'll listen to the sounds of the waves. We adore
Okay.
you. Be safe.
Sounds good.
Take care. Be
Bye.
well. Thanks
Bye.
again. Bye bye.